For several years, the Smart Grid Consumer Collaborative has been asking consumers about their knowledge, attitudes, and behaviors around the smart grid and the technologies that enable it. In this video, we have asked a sample of consumers from across the U.S. to tell us in their own words what they want from the smart grid. These consumers represent a cross-section of SGCC's consumer segments, from saving seekers and green champions to movers and shakers, technology cautious, and status quo consumers. Though their attitudes, behaviors, and motivators differ, we found plenty of common ground. So let's listen in as they tell us about the top 5 things they want from the smart grid and its associated technologies. Many consumers believe that they have done as much as they can to save energy and money. They've unplugged appliances, they've turned out lights, and they shifted their usage to off-peak hours. But they ask, what more can I do? They want to understand the steps that they can take beyond the basics.
But mostly I try the old tried and true, check your sealants, check your attic insulation, things like that. Things that I can do that aren't too cost prohibitive.
Consumers told us that they are willing to invest in smart grid technologies, but they want to thoroughly understand the payback before they spend more.
But I knew the cost. I don't think we're going to be in our home that long, so it's not going to pay for itself. We spray foamed insulation, which was like $4,000, and they said, well, you need to be in the home for 8 years for it to pay for itself off. But I knew resale value, I'm going to get that back anyway.
Consumers appreciate information, but they want focused communication that is relevant to them in their situation in their household.
If OG&E are really committed to encouraging a residential customer like yourself to take advantage of smart energy technology and programs, what should they do?
I would think number one is getting real personal. Say, this is what your bill is. Give me my bill. And say, if you had this type of thing, this is what your bill could be.
Consumers want to know how the smart grid can help them conserve energy. For many, wasting energy is something they want to avoid, not only for themselves, but for future generations.
Well, I really do think that one person can make a difference. I mean, when you're looking at a country that needs to address the energy use, driving cars, I just think it's a responsible thing to do, is to not take for granted that you can do something just because you can doesn't mean you should when it comes to wasting energy. And I know some people leave their televisions on all the time,
Right.
whether they're watching them or not. I don't even get that.
And finally, most importantly, across all segments, consumers want to save money. They want to know how the smart grid can help them do that. The more targeted the money-saving message is, the more motivated consumers will be to act.
I'm willing to look at anything to see whether I can help the economy, the ecology, and our pocketbook.
What would motivate you to information or?
I think it's just the bottom line, how it affects my bottom line.
Anything to do with money. So if you can tell me your bill is right now, today, your bill is this, and projected by the end of the month is going to be this, that would be a beneficial thing. It's all about the money, I'm afraid.
A call to action that I would respond to would be a little bit more information about rebates, anything like that. I guess ways to save money would be my call to me to act.
So to recap, the top 5 things consumers want from the smart grid are: they want to know how smart grid can save them money, to determine how smart grid can help them conserve energy and protect the environment, to receive smart grid communications that are relevant, proactive, and tailored to them, to understand the return on investment in smart grid enabled programs, and to learn how to go beyond the basics.